Eric Cartman is a horrible person. You should not be friends with Eric Cartman. He's manipulative. If you're friends with Eric Cartman and you like Eric Cartman, then you need to stop doing that, because there's people like Kyle, Butters and Kenny, and you're going for Eric Cartman. Eric Cartman, when Kenny's out there, and Kyle and Butters and Mr. Mackey. You people need to sort yourselves out. How can you allow yourself to like someone who fed someone else's parents to them in a chili? It's not okay. Someone who locked their friend away and pretended there was an apocalypse going on just so they could go to Casa Bonita for someone else's birthday. It's unacceptable, and I do not agree with it. And if you're like that person and you like that person and you want to be friends with that person, you need to sort yourself out. It's not fair, because there's people like Butters and there's people like Kenny and there's people like Kyle and there's people like Mr. Mackey and there's people like Baby and there's people maybe like Wendy. It's not okay, and I feel sad about it. I'm not happy about it. And Eric's mum is doing the absolute most she possibly can for him, which is amazing as a mother, and that is absolutely incredible. But she's been manipulated into doing it. She's doing the utmost, and he's doing absolutely nothing. He does absolutely nothing, and you should not live your life like that. You should not treat your parents like that, and it's not okay. If you do that, stop.